beacon of light among many nations. We are blessed to be a blessing to all. This is our home, a city of refuge. Let's be proud of who we are and of our land. My Zambia, arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of Jehovah is upon you. My Zambia, arise and shine, for your light has come, for the glory of Almighty is upon you.
My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am.
This is who I am.
It's who you are.
It's who you are.
My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am.
This is who I am.
It's who you are.
It's who you are. Tuzibane, 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 twishibane, twishibane, tumanyane, tumanyane, tuyukane, tulipashane, twishibane, twishibane.
All right, so education is a pillar for success. And education is everything that we need for us to improve, for us to advance, for us to make the meaningful habitat environment that we want for ourselves, for our children, and for the future. So just the past few months, I think it's been over some time that the Zambian government has worked on revamping, renewing, revising the curriculum that has stood the test of time. I think when you look back to the education that is in Zambia, some of the material covers certain aspects that may others may view that this is not what is ideal for the development of the country. And in the past few months, there's been some conversations in terms of making the necessary changes, and the changes have been made. And in the previous show, we had a conversation with the one of the principal personnel who is responsible for this project, and we had some discussions around the new changes, highlighting what is new, and the feedback, the response from the general public and the other stakeholders. But for today, we have some teachers. We're getting some feedback from teachers. These are the people who are on the ground, interacting directly with the students on a one-on-one or one-to-one basis. So usually when there are these policy changes, it's usually at a higher level where it's the CDC, Center for Curriculum Development, or the Ministry of Education, and you have people in high places making these adjustments, changes. But not so often do we see the students' input or involvement or feedback, and also the teachers who are the boots on the ground or the foot soldiers. So today we are privileged enough to have two teachers who will be sharing their thoughts on the new curriculum. And we will be joined later on by two students from Mindolo Secondary School. I don't know whether it's high school. Back in the day when I went to school, we used to call them secondary school. But I think there's been some changes in terms of the naming of some schools. So I think without any further ado, we'll be bringing on our guests to talk a little bit about their perspective or their feedback, what they think about the curriculum. And we'll be starting out with a primary school teacher, and she will give us her thoughts on what she thinks. So stay tuned as we proceed. All right, so joining me, as you can see up there, is Madam Nkumbu Namumba. Namumba, she's a primary school teacher, and she is joining us live from Lusaka, Zambia. So, hey, Mkumbu, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you, Noah. How are you?
I am well. I am well. So, let's get the show on the road. Give us a little introduction, background about yourself, and then we'll jump into the questions. So, take it away.
Okay, so thank you very much for having me on the show, Noah. My name is Nkumbo Namomba. I'm a primary school teacher in the public sector, not in the private sector. I have 10 years in primary education, and I've been in the education system for over 8 years. I've got a keen interest in teacher participation in curriculum studies. So anything to do with curriculum development, I'm always in and I'm always eager to participate. So when we look at the new curriculum, when you talk about the new curriculum, actually, I would say, from my own perspective, I would say that the new curriculum actually came at the right time when Zambia needed it to come, when curriculum reforms needed to be done. So actually glad to be part of this new curriculum change, whereas we get to see how learners are going to evolve, develop into the adults that would want them to be. So from my own perspective, just like I earlier on said, when I look at this new curriculum, I think it has got its own opportunities and challenges. So when I look at the opportunities that it has, the first opportunity that it has is that it is
Right.
a
So,
competency-based
okay.
curriculum. It
So
looks
hey,
at
Kumbu. Yeah. So before we jump further
yes.
into the conversation, let's bring up Miss. There, we have another teacher who is eager
Okay.
to jump in. He wants you to hold off before you jump off so he can introduce himself. So let's bring up Mr.
Oh,
Kapasa. Mr. Kapasa is equally an educator. So I will let Mr. Kapasa introduce himself, and then we'll go into dissecting the curriculum. So, Mr. Kapasa, take it away, sir. Your background, your introduction.
Thank you so much, Noah. I'm glad to be here. Thank you to Zamaritan for this consideration. Well, my name is Jeff Kapasa. I'm a lecturer at Technical and Vocation Teachers College, TVTC, that is Rwansha. I offer history and philosophy of education. At the same time, I'm the author to one particular document, which is called History and Philosophy of Education in Zambia. That is basically about my introduction. Going to the first question that you asked the madam, of course, we have a new curriculum in place. It is mandatory. Every after 10 years, the curriculum has to be reviewed. So I think it was just the right time, like the madam said, that from the 2013 curriculum framework we had, that was coming to an end, I think, in 2023. So 2024 going to 2025, we definitely needed to have this new curriculum. Thank you so much, Noah.
All right. Yeah, so at least now that we have the introductions out of the way, so we have somebody from Lusaka from the primary. Actually, I like this setup where we have someone from primary school dealing with the little ones, and we have somebody who is teaching the grown-up children, or maybe should I say grown-up learners, grown-up students, or grown-up pupils, whichever applies. So the first question, obviously, when we look at education, what would you say is important? Why do they have to revise these curriculum every 10 years? What was missed out in the previous one for them? Is it that the curriculum is not up to date, or is it that the curriculum needs, it has to be dynamic where it has to be updated so often? Why is this change important? Let's go to Mr. Kapasa.
Thank you so much, Noah. If you look at one of the aims of education, it clearly stipulates that one of the aims is to improve the quality of education. That entails that education is not static. Education keeps on changing. Education should be able to respond to the needs and challenges of the time. Education should be able to respond to the opportunities of the time. So probably you may find over a period of 10 years, the challenges which people are facing, the opportunities which are coming up, the skills which is needed to be applied in order for one to fit into the industrial environment will probably require that they go through the curriculum which is able to respond to that. So probably the curriculum which could have been in existence 10 years ago may not be relevant maybe the next 20 years because we have new challenges, we have new opportunities. And hence, the very need for the policymakers to ensure that there's curriculum review from time to time so that we're able to respond to those opportunities, those challenges, and those needs of the industry. Thank you so much.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, so now we're going to go back to Madam Kumbu, and your question is going to be displayed on the screen there. Yeah, so this question is for Kumbu. In your opinion, so this is not the Minister of Education's perspective. So in your opinion, how well does a new curriculum align with Zambia's developmental needs? So you're giving from your perspective as a primary school teacher, what say you about the curriculum? Does it align accordingly? So what do you think?
From my perspective, I think this new curriculum really aligns very well with Zambia's developmental needs in a way that, just like I started saying earlier on, it is a competency-based curriculum. It focuses on competency-based approaches which aim at developing skills in learners. So you'll find that it is really focused on STEM education. You'll find that when Mr. Kapasa, who's teaching secondary schools, secondary learners, when they teach learners skills, relevant skills that are needed in the market, you will find that they'll be able to do very well. They'll be able to contribute positively to the developmental needs of the nation. So you will find that apart from it being focusing on STEM education, it is also focusing on agriculture, which is something that we've been really need, which is something that really needed to be looked into. So it is focusing on agriculture side of agriculture education and entrepreneurship. These are the little things that were missed out that really needed to be taught to the learners, so that even as they go into the community, they will be able to do what they're supposed to do. Even as they go into other countries apart from Zambia, they will be able to be on the same pace with other people from other countries.
All right. Yeah. So I think, it's always important for the education sector to be up to pace, dynamic, and keeping up with the times. Because we see how other countries, for instance, in China, China used to be almost at the same pace as Zambia a few years back, but it's having the right leadership and proposing the correct legislation and enacting, just having the right people who are hungry and determined, dedicated to improve the country, then things start falling in place. So now we're gonna go to Mr. Kapasa, and so Mr. Kapasa, in terms of you as a higher up instructor, what are the potential challenges and gaps in the new curriculum, and how can they be addressed based on what you have seen?
Okay, thank you so much. No, again, potential challenges. When you look at our new curriculum, it emphasizes much on hands-on type of education to be offered, where learners should be equipped with skills. The biggest challenge which we have already foreseen in this particular sector is the availability of training and learning materials. I'll give you practical examples, Noah. Pupils, for example, in Navoye? Is it pupils in Mufakaoma, for example? Okay, or Navoadia. They are made to do the same course, subject content with those in urban areas. Some of these areas may not be privy maybe to have necessary technology for them to learn. We'll just give a simple example, ICT. ICT is probably one of the compulsory courses at lower grades. Is it primary and lower secondary? Okay. Now you may find that this school is located in a very remote place, which is not even connected maybe to the national grid in terms of electricity. So you may find that teachers in those areas will find it so much difficult to implement what the current curriculum entails, because learners would definitely be required to demonstrate. If they're learning on how to switch on or switch off the computer, it means that those facilities should be in place. We move on to some other aspects of areas of specialization in terms of career pathways.
Mm-hmm.
There are issues of, let's say, design and technology, which equally requires is it just basic technology to be used, welding and all that? Is it issues to do with carpentry? It will require is it timber to be in place? Now these are the basics. You take it to home economics. Is it learners who are taking that career pathway will require to basically acquire the skill in terms of mastering how to do their cooking and all that? Schools in remote areas capable of implementing this curriculum? So those are some of the challenges. Of course, coming to the urban areas, the curriculum has been developed fine. One of the challenges that we saw towards its implementation was the argument about how prepared were the teachers in these schools. How long have they been acquainted with this particular new curriculum? Again, the issues to do with the actual teaching and learning materials in terms of the availability in schools. So these are some of the potential challenges which have been cited. I don't know if you got me right there, Noah.
Oh yeah. I think it's loud and clear. So we're gonna take a short break, and then we'll switch to Kumbu, follow-up questions, and then we'll eventually have the students I see there is one who has joined and the other one is getting ready to join. So sit back, relax. Let's get a short break and then we'll be right back. All right. So usually when you are live on the air, sometimes we record the shows ahead of time, so at least we avoid any glitch. But sometimes it's good to do something in the moment. So right now, the students are getting situated, which is good. So I think here's a question now for, let's see, how can civil society and organizations, educators, experts, and the likes, when it comes to supporting, looking at the implementations and continuous improving of the curriculum, what role do you think these civil societies play when it comes to this type of thing? And let me start first from the basic, from the primary school perspective. So, Madam Nkumbo, how can civil society and organizations and education experts support implementing and continuously improving the curriculum? What role do you think these people play?
Okay, so let me start civil societies. When the civil society organizations, if there's one thing that civil society organizations are good at, and that is resource mobilization. So if you've seen, one of the challenges that we are facing is, as in terms of implementing the new curriculum, is when it comes to resources. So civil societies can really help out when it comes to resource mobilization. They help out in terms of creating new materials that are needed for us to implement or for us to teach effectively. So apart from that, civil societies can also help us by sensitizing the community on the benefits or the successes of the new curriculum. So as civil societies, they can help us, they can go into the community, talk to the people in the community, make sure that the people in the community understand the importance of this new curriculum and its success, and why it is important and why it really needs to be welcomed. And then when it comes to education experts, I would say that I'll maybe tackle another challenge that we are facing currently in terms of teacher training. When it comes to this new curriculum, not all teachers have been trained concerning this new curriculum. Yes, some have been trained, but not all teachers have been trained. So maybe I would urge the education experts to assist in that way, whereas they can bring in the expertise in training teachers concerning the new curriculum. And then that training shouldn't be a once-off a training, no. It should be a continuous training, whereas until teachers reach a point where they are comfortable in implementing the curriculum in their classrooms. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna see if maybe Mr. Kapasa has something to add on to this question before we bring up the students. In terms of civil society and other stakeholders, Mr. Kapasa, anything you want to add on?
Yeah, yes. It is quite clear now. The Zambian government, from as far much back as 1991, among the principles for education development, they have stipulated that our education system is going to be run as a liberalized education system, which entails bring on board the civil society, the industry, those with resources to partner with government. It is not possible for the government to implement this curriculum alone. Like we have cited, there are so many areas of needs in schools, probably, and you may find that it's not possible for the government to be there all the time and provide all the necessary resources to ensure that there's effective implementation of the curriculum with regard to resources required. Quite clear, the madam has pointed out, resource mobilization is one of them. Sensitization. Of course, we've seen so many organizations who have come actively on board in terms of in terms of supporting the implementation of the curriculum. One of them we can cite is like your organization or Samaritan, of quite okay what you're doing in terms of bring out to light the issues relating to curriculum and its implementation. This is the role of non-government organizations. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So thank you. I think at this point we're gonna take now a short break, and then when we come back, we should be able to have the students join us so that at least they can share their perspectives. And we don't wanna. One of the things that we notice when we have this conversation is we shouldn't really go the extended route where we have like this programming for a very long time, but we just have a little snippet, so at least people are left to come back for more. So we're going to take a short break and then we'll be right back. Now, this is a song that I think it captures the essence about Zambia. It's a beautiful track. I think we've played it. We like to play this clip and we're going to play it again. And here we go.
I'm a child of the motherland, born and raised in Mother Zambia, land of refuge and a home of peace. To many who need a place to go where they are free. Disagree and we may argue, but we have never been at war. Of all that we have been through, we are still one Zambia, one nation under God.
My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are. God has blessed us for a reason. Yeah, all we have is not for show. No, we must never take for granted all this peace we know. It's all by the grace of God. Yeah, take a look at other places. All they know is fighting, war and destruction. In spite of all that we are going through, we are still one Zambia, one nation under God. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are.
blessed to be a blessing to all. This is our home, a city of refuge. Let's be proud of who we are and of our land. My Zambia, arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of Jehovah is upon you. My Zambia, arise and shine, for your light has come, for the glory of Almighty is upon you.
My Zambia, my identity. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
It's who you are.
It's who you are.
My Zambia,
Hey,
my identity. This is who I am.
this is who I am.
It's who you are.
It's who you are. Tizibane, tizibane, tuzibane, tizibane, twishibane, twishibane, tumanyane, tumanyane, tuyukane, tulipashane, twishibane, twishibane.
All right, so we are moving on in our programming, and joining us now is Patricia, who is a student at Mindolo Secondary School. Yeah, last time she had some challenges in terms of joining the program, so hopefully there are no challenges today. At least we can see her. So, Patricia, if you can unmute and just give us your perspectives in terms of the new curriculum. You normally, like we say, it's usually policies and stakeholders and the others. They are the ones who are making all the decisions, and students, for the most part, are not usually privy to some of these things. But we are giving an opportunity. So, if you can unmute, we give you an opportunity to give us your perspective on the curriculum. So, Patricia, make sure you unmute because I see you are muted. So, make sure you unmute and talk a little bit about the curriculum. Patricia, take it away. You're still muted. I don't know if maybe. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. Good to have you. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Which school? I know I've been to this school, but tell us again which school and what grade you are in.
Tembo Patricia from Mindolo Secondary School, and I'm doing grade 12.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So, how does it feel to be in grade 12? I was in grade 12 more than 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time I was in grade 12, oh, it's been a minute. So, I think back then, for us when we were in school, I think a lot has changed. So, how is school these days? What challenges are you having in this age of AI and technology, computers, and all that? So, yeah. So, talk a little bit about just your experience and then go into the curriculum.
Okay, there are a lot back then. I heard people used to struggle.
Yeah,
Like,
try to speak up as much as possible.
sorry?
Yeah, try to speak up a little bit.
All right. Yeah, back then people used to say they used to struggle, but right now it's not that challenging. It is, but not very challenging. We try. It's not hard for everyone, including myself, because when you get some difficulties, we work out with our friends.
All right, that's good. Now, have you guys what curriculum? I don't know if it's a contrast on the curriculum. What can you say about the new curriculum?
Um, I think it's going to be flexible. This new curriculum they have introduced, and I'm sure our younger siblings, these younger students, will be able to learn some new things which maybe they would have missed back then when they were in primary school.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. So education is usually the means by which people progress. So, so there is a little technical with the volume of temperature, so she's gonna get back try to adjust the volume. So I think let's see if the volume. Yeah. So Patricia, again, try to speak up a little bit so that yeah. So the curriculum is now. I guess the curriculum has been rolled out. Has it been rolled out? So I guess like we previously were going through the phases. So are you guys excited at your school with the changes that the Ministry of Education is making? Or you guys want the old curriculum to continue? Or are you excited yourself?
Myself, I am in some way, but again, it's worrying because what they are going to be teaching these guys, the younger ones, I don't think it's suitable for their age. And others, there are those who might be in grade 8 who are maybe, let's say, 11, 10 years, and what they are going to teach them will be learning things that they are not supposed to learn. So maybe it will develop curiosity for them, and it's an advantage to others because you get to learn some new things. Yes, that's what I think. But myself, I'm so excited about this new school curriculum.
Right. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So yeah. So we are hoping to hear back from Mr. Mumba, who is actually a student at Mindolo, to get his perspective on the curriculum. So while we are waiting, he's having some adjustments to the camera and all that. So let's go back to Mr. Kapasa. And so, Mr. Kapasa, in terms of the what can you say in terms of there's a question here. What best practices from other countries can you apply to ensure success in Zambia? So I'm sure you, as an author, you have read, you have done your research in terms of what other countries are doing. Is the curriculum up to par, or what best practices can Zambia learn from other countries?
Okay, thank you so much, Noah. The best practices that we can be able to look at in the event that we were to implement this curriculum effectively, it's the obvious things. Retraining of teachers. Remember, some of the teachers who are in service, these graduated maybe 25 years ago, 10 years ago. Okay, so retraining is definitely a must. There should be what is called, continuous profession development? It can be through workshops, it can be through actual teachers going to institutions to redo some of the programs which they did, which may be in terms of advancing. Of course, that could be coupled with new technology. Second, effective financing of education. That you can't implement the curriculum without adequate financing. Of course, currently the government has pledged. I think they are on top of things. They've pledged they'll be able to give all the necessary resources. That is an upload. It cannot be overemphasized. It is not possible to implement a new curriculum, especially which is skills based, without adequate financing. Okay, that is the second best practice that we can be able to talk about. Thirdly, us as educators, we need to engage more in research, to do some more research in terms of how best can we implement what we have already drafted. Okay, it may not just be possible that the fact that we have drafted this document, then implementation will come. Research should be constantly involved. Of course, the curriculum emphasizes more on exposing our young people, our children, to technology. Again, there's need to massive investment in technology, not just probably at the school level, probably even at the family level. You may find that the child needs to do homework, and this homework requires to be done online. Okay, at home, no one has the gadget which can enable them to do that. So, or probably the network challenges. So all these things are a requirement. Of course, supporting infrastructure. The new curriculum calls for skills-based, competence-based, as the madam had said. Of course, we have the already existing infrastructure in place, but again, there should be more investment in that particular area. Of course, teachers also having the willingness to adapt to change. Of course, change is not something which is embraced by everybody. Okay, some people would want to get stuck to the old ways of doing things, but not knowing that time has changed, and hence a quick and radical call to teachers to embrace this wave of change in terms of technology and in terms of new curriculum and implementation. I think those in few can be the few words that I can raise. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Kapasa, for that. Yeah. So I think in terms of moving forward, so we are in the final stretch. We are in the final stretch of our show, and Titus is still Mr. Mumba Titus is struggling on the other side. I can see him. I've got some magic eyes on where I am here, but he's having some challenges to join. So hopefully he will be able to join before we conclude. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back, and hoping Mr. Mumba will somehow magically appear on the screen. There we go. Mr. Mumba, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm okay. So how are you?
Good. Yeah, I see you've been struggling, trying to do everything on your end to get the technology to work. See, as we are moving in this space, this time frame, this age, where technology is the norm, I think from where I am here, most of the classes, because I've taken the whole semester load or term online. Everything is just done online. Some of the classes or courses that I had to take completely online. Now, I obviously the challenges that we are facing there in Zambia with the power outage, electricity, and all that, sometimes it gets to impact the technology in terms of the Wi-Fi and internet. As a result, in certain places where there is so much load shedding, you find that the the internet is questionable. So I think that has been the case, I think, for Mr. Titus. So let's see if we can bring Mr. Titus back on the screen. So Mr. Momba, how are you? And tell us a little bit the school, your grade, and how is how does it feel to be in the 12th grade in 2025? Some of us were there over 20 years ago. Hopefully technology hasn't you haven't succumbed to technology challenges. From the look of things, I think Mr. Mumba again is struggling with the internet. Yeah, so this can be a challenge, obviously, in certain aspects when you are relying on technology instructions to be based off online. What we are seeing could be one of the challenges where you're trying to get people to give instructions, but the technology gets in the way. So, Madam Nkumbu, in terms of technology, are you guys having technology challenges as far as internet? Uh, is any instruction given through the internet, I think, for the primary school or no? I don't
I
think
don't think we're having.
you guys,
I
you don't
don't
have
think we're having.
your learners are not joining via Wi-Fi to your lesson. They have to be there in person, right?
Yes, they really need to be there in person. We haven't yet reached that stage yet.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to see kids. I mean, even up here where I am in the US, the obviously primary school, you have to corner them down because those kids, I mean, they have too much energy. So yeah, so I think as we are in the final stretch, let's see, Patricia, let's bring up Patricia. What are your final thoughts in terms of where the country is and the curriculum? Are you happy with what you are seeing? Where do you think this is leading to? Any comments, any thoughts in terms of education in Zambia, where we want it to be? Let's start with Nkumbu. What are your thoughts as we are finalizing the programs?
Okay, so my thoughts as we are finalizing are that when it comes to the teacher training, yes, we've talked about teacher professional development, where teachers really need to go for continuous professional development, where they get to really grasp this new curriculum. But then again, we also have to talk about teacher training in training colleges. I feel teacher colleges really need to revise their curriculum as well in terms of teaching teachers on how to go in classrooms and implement this new curriculum. My thoughts are that maybe we should learn from what China has done when it comes to their curriculum in teacher training colleges, was in subject specialists. Teachers who are subject specialists get to go on attachments in industries where they provide them with training in those as same subjects that they are specialized in. So if as Zambia, our teaching, our colleges get to do that, they get to train teachers, whereas in apart from them going on attachments in schools, they also get to go on attachments in industries where they get to get the also they get the concept. No, they don't only get the knowledge, but they also get the skill, so that they align themselves with the relevant skills necessary for them to teach the competency-based curriculum.
All right. Well said, well said. So we go to Mr. Kapasa. Your final thoughts as we conclude.
Thank you, Noah. Of course, I would say in terms of how well is Zambia prepared in terms of embracing the new curriculum, and what is the way forward in terms of the country, in terms of education development. I believe we are on the right track. We we need to have, is it an inclusive curriculum development, where of course the civil society is brought on board. In fact, that is what is on paper. When the new curriculum is coming up, various stakeholders are supposed to be part of. Is it students or pupils? Is it students, teachers, the industry, the civil society? Is it religious organizations? And they all have to play a role. It becomes so easy when the implementation is being done, because everyone would have understood from the onset. I know the arguments that maybe the new curriculum was rushed. They could have done some more sensitization, some more upskilling in terms of teachers. They could have waited for some is it material development in terms of what teachers guides and all that. But we can't rely on that particular cry. The curriculum is already here. It's about looking forward. How best can we be able to do it?
Mhm.
It is by strengthening the systems which are already in place. It's by looking at best practices in terms of curriculum implementation, which we have already highlighted. It's by learning from the mistakes that are being made, okay, so that they're never repeated going forward. I think that those would be my last words. I also need to mention, Noah, that I teach teachers. I'm one of the trainers for teachers who go to secondary school teachers. So, of course, we're on top of things ourselves. We are abreast with what the new curriculum entails. So we can't just leave it out. We bring it out even if they have not yet fully revised the teacher training curriculum. Thank you so much.
All right, that's good. That's good. Well said. So, Mr. Mumba, see, Mr. Mumba has disappeared again. All right, yeah, I think the technology sometimes can be. Let me see if we can bring in our lady because she had dropped off. So, Patricia, we are finalizing the program. So, what are your final thoughts on this matter? Yeah, make sure you unmute. You make sure you unmute.
Okay, this matter is emphasizing the importance of continuous evaluation and improvement. It's going to highlight the need for ongoing assessment and improvement. There will be new introduction of how they are going to help the students, how the teachers are going to help the students, and there will be, I know they may introduce the remedial work, homework, assignments, and so on. Then the strength, significant teacher support and training, to emphasize the crucial role teachers play in implementing the curriculum effectively. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Patricia. Though your audio was a little bit challenging, I think next time we'll be able to find according. So thank you, folks. Thank you, Mr. Kasa, Madam Namumba, and Madam Patricia Tembo. This has been great, informative. We look to doing some type of other educational programming in the future. So thank you, folks, for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to students. You heard from a primary school teacher and from an instructor or a lecturer who teaches teachers. So the hope for our presentation of programming was to provide a little bit of insights and feedback from different perspectives. Usually when they are making changes on this curriculum, it's usually at the higher level these centers for education and other major stakeholders without much of input from the students and the teachers. So we wanted just to get some input from the teachers and also the students. Though there were some technical challenges on the students' part, so hopefully in future we'll be able to figure out better ways of um, make ensuring that at least the students are able to participate fully. So this also speaks to the internet challenges that the country is having. So it's also an opportunity for the government to look into this area and this space to ensure that as education is being revised, revamped, the curriculum is being updated so that at least it keeps up with the time. There is definite need for the internet to be readily available and accessible so that students are able to receive instructional material and be able to communicate and able to conduct their studies efficiently and accordingly in 2025 and beyond. So hopefully the government will look into these spaces. And it's not only just the government, it also takes just the well-wishers, private sector, the general public, and also anybody who is concerned and interested for a better country and a better Zambia. So we hope that Zambia and Africa in general will be ahead in terms of education, in terms of instructional material, because with the right education leads to improved delivery of services and also people who are knowledgeable and well informed. When you have people who are knowledgeable, well informed, then things begin to improve. When things begin to improve, then development in the end is starts from the grassroots, so that at least everything is moving accordingly, like a well-oiled machine. So we have a long way to go, and obviously there has been some objections in terms of the curriculum. It's too soon, but you have to start. You don't have to be great at everything, but you have to start so that you can be great. So improvements obviously will be made accordingly, but I think it was necessary to start so that at least you get the ball rolling. So again, I thank my colleagues for joining us, and we'll be back next time for another educational informative programming. So enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your evening, from wherever you're joining us. Until we meet again next time, bye for now.